At least 235 people are killed and more than 100 others injured in a mosque in Egypt today. Turns on his body cam, which immediately starts recording sound. The video, however, goes back 30 seconds. While they were very visible downtown, they chose to make no noise. Titletown Park is closing its main attractions again today, with the park's leaders saying it's just too cold. Despite this being Rogers' second collarbone injury, one that could sideline him for months, store representatives say there's still plenty of demand. Dehydrated crickets on top of the nachos. Pretty good. From exercise classes to scoring your own touchdowns. Packers fans who are here and people who just generally dislike the Pittsburgh Steelers like me hope he's very wrong. Many are also preparing for Sunday Night Football with some ice art. It's my least favorite city, so go Pack Go.
Appleton Police.
Captain Todd Freeman clears a business where the owner suspects a break-in may have happened.
There were purses open, other valuables laying around.
Now he's watching his performance back on tape.
From everything big and small, our officers are getting a lot of use out of the tool.
Many departments in the area use body cams. Here, officers are cleared of wrongdoing in a fatal shooting where police say the suspect tried to run over Oshkosh police officers with a car. It can also be used to hold police accountable.
There are officers who no longer work here today that were the result of investigations of which video was a part.
People we spoke with who interact with police appreciate the accountability going both ways.
I think it's imperative. I think that they should always behave appropriately, and they should always be able to have evidence that they have done so.
Looking into the future, it'll be much like some of the other technologies we've added over the last 15 to 20 years is officers in the future couldn't imagine doing this job without it.
But not everyone agrees. The Green Bay Police Department has decided not to use the tool, citing privacy and cost concerns.
I bristle a little bit at the idea of cops going into people's houses, recording everything that's going on, and you can trust us, we're the government, we're going to keep it secure.
There's a crash over there too.
Instead, Green Bay continues to use their car-mounted camera program. To combat some of the concerns of Chief Smith, Appleton police use a should instead of shall policy, meaning they're supposed to turn on their camera, but may leave it off when they feel it's appropriate.
Recognizing that under times of extreme stress, we want our officers to be dealing with threats, protecting people, as opposed to starting a camera. So we do recognize that sometimes it's going to be an afterthought.
When Captain Freeman recognizes he's about to interact with a civilian, he turns on his body cam, which immediately starts recording sound. The video, however, goes back 30 seconds.
Above all else, police officers rely on the trust of the community. We do our jobs with integrity, and it's a tool to support that.
It's a tool that comes with a cost, an annual bill of $110,000 to the taxpayer for Appleton, that Freeman says is worth every penny. Keeping you connected, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26. Packers great Vince Lombardi once said, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Well, actual gameplay seemed to take a backseat to protests this week in the NFL. Fortunately, however, last night during the national anthem, the Packers enjoyed a mostly united stadium. As players stood and locked arms during the national anthem, many Packers, from management
I was very pleased.
to players,
I think we couldn't do anything more than what we did. We said we had a plan, and I think it went great.
appreciated fans' support.
Obviously, this has been a sensitive issue and an emotional issue for a lot of people, certainly our fans.
We're all patriotic in the locker room. We love our troops. This is about something bigger than that, an invitation to show unity in the face of some divisiveness from the top in this country.
Most fans declined the invitation to link arms.
We stood up, we stood with our hand over our heart. That's what I did since I was a little girl.
But still, many said the atmosphere felt respectful and united.
I feel like everybody's getting along. I think we're just here to watch football and have a good time.
The statue of Curly Lambeau outside of Lambeau Field is always pointing downfield, down season, and forward. While it's impossible to know where these protests will continue from here, it's possible the Green Bay Packers created a blueprint for the rest of the NFL. Keeping you connected at Lambeau Field, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26. At the Boulder Lake Campground, a silence hangs in the air. And that silence isn't going away.
So the Squamish-Nicolet National Forest plans to temporarily close Boulder Lake Campground for the 2018 recreation season.
Oconto County Sheriff's deputies say the decision was made because their office and others identified a nearby property owner as a threat to campers' safety.
There were a few incidents that caused us concern. However, the incidents did not step across the legal perspectives with regard to the individual.
Boulder Lake is a popular camping ground with 87 people having already made reservations for the summer. Now those people have gotten their money back, and if anyone tries to come up here during the summer, they won't find a campground. All they'll find is a padlock.
This whole area depends on tourists.
That decision has patrons at the nearby Schoolhouse Bar upset and worried it could affect their economy.
I don't really think that it's right that they do something like that just because somebody gets upset about something. You have a small little thing, and there's going to be other campgrounds. The same thing could happen.
We appreciate everybody's patience with us, and that we really have public safety in mind.
Markin says she hopes people will find a new favorite place to camp in the national park this summer. Keeping you connected in Oconto County, Max Grossfeld, NBC 26. Right now on NBC 26, live at 10, sexual assault allegations against U.S. congressmen continue, and they cross party lines. Plus, Northeast Wisconsinites taking advantage of one of the busiest shopping days of the year, and if you haven't filled your deer tag out already, you're running out of time. Good evening, I'm Max Grossfeld. John has the night off. At least 235 people are killed and more than 100 others injured in a mosque in Egypt today. The Egyptian state-run media reported this appears to be the deadliest terror attack on Egyptian soil. Natasha Chen explains who might be behind this and how world leaders are responding. Lawmakers have until December 8th to come up on a compromise to the budget or face a government shutdown. Now we'll turn our attention to the weather. Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland joins us now. Is it going to stay nice out there, Cam? Wisconsin hunters have only a few days left this year to bag that trophy buck. As the gun hunt approaches its final days, NBC 26's Matt Jarko tells us why the DNR hopes hunters find success during the closing weekend. And the DNR started the Deer Hunter Wildlife Survey about 6 years ago. It asked hunters to report where they hunted, what they saw, and how many hours they were out. But don't worry now, it won't give away your secret hunting spot. The data collected merely helps counties track deer trends. This year, they've made it even easier for hunters to take advantage. You can fill it out using an app. People started lining up early this morning, finding discounts on everything, maybe even including the kitchen sink for Black Friday shopping. It's a day a mall spokesperson says they've been planning for since the summer. NBC 26's Shara Taylor tells us where people found deals in the area. Thanks, Cher. Shopping fever should continue into the weekend with Small Business Saturday. It's an effort to encourage people to shop local and support family businesses. More than 50 small businesses in Green Bay have special deals and discounts for shoppers all day. Mitchell says it helps to have the day on the weekend because it boosts traffic. She says it also helps her store kickstart the holiday shopping season. While some will be shopping for deals, others are pledging to opt out. And instead of adding to the stores, they plan to spend the day outdoors. For the third year in a row, instead of opening its doors today, REI is closed and is encouraging Americans to hashtag opt outside and enjoy the outdoors with family and friends. They'll be paying all of its 12,000 employees to opt outside as well. Coming up, making sure underprivileged teens aren't left without something under the tree this holiday season. We'll tell you about our Gifts for Teens collection. I was promised some snow. I was promised some cold weather.
That's why you moved here, right? Don't worry, you'll get it. You'll get it.